questions about this, and I get so many, like, I don't know, I didn't know we were supposed to do that, or I didn't understand that, or what are you talking about? Confusing looks on faces that we're going to talk about in-text citations, okay? So in-text citations is number 13 in your writer's notebook. Huh? Most people you should be on number 13. If you're behind one, it's okay. We'll catch up. I'll catch up a different day. Not right now. What? Yeah. Okay. All right. So in-text citations. So the first thing. Sorry for going a little fast today, but we don't have as much time as we usually do. So the first thing I want to talk about is what's the definition of a citation. All right.
Something you get from a cop.
Okay, and it's not the thing that you get from a police officer because you were driving too fast down the road and you did something bad. But in the literary world, a citation is the act of quoting material from an authority. So that's the verb. Taking something out of someone else's work that supports your opinion, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but it's quoted, and if something needs to be quoted, then make sure that you put quotation marks because that's all quoted means, okay? If you paraphrase somebody's work, it is still a citation, okay? You can paraphrase some things out of a text, and it still can be a citation, and then you still need to have your information in parentheses, and we'll talk about that next, okay? So it's a,
what was 12?
What?
What was 12?
Corey, I'll answer that a different day. We don't have enough time right now. So a citation is the act of quoting material from an authority. I think 12 was presentations, but the other thing a citation is Riley?
Yeah.
What are you doing over here?
I was watching the video camera.
Okay. Another thing is I'm going to go to dictionary.com because it's handy. So it's a passage. So it's the act of citing or quoting a reference, or it's basically just a passage. Passage cited or paraphrased from a source. Okay? So basically the noun is the actual words or group of words or one word that comes from the source. That's your citation. Sometimes it's in parentheses, sometimes it's in quotations, sometimes it's not. Or it's the act of actually doing that. So if someone says you need to have in-text citations, that means you need to find documentation in another person's work that will give you the authority or the value statement, the stamp, if you will, on your piece, because that's what makes your writing persuasive and not opinion. Okay? If you just write down, so I'm going to give you an example. In your proposals, let's say someone was working on the health department and they were talking about teenagers need more food for lunch. I think Savannah is not here, is doing that one. Oh, there she is. Well, I was looking for you here. I marked you absent there. What did you need, Blake? Yeah, I'll have to talk to you next period. Okay. So let's just say Savannah was working on this and she said the sentence in her proposal, high school students need more calories or food than elementary students. Is that a fact?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's like, it's not really anything. In fact,
I support
it's just, I know high school students would support this, especially if you're starving and it's getting close to lunch.
Or
But
your bottomless pit.
okay, the idea here is though that this is really nothing more than your opinion right now. Okay, but let's say I found this source and the source was the health department. Okay, if you say something like, according to the whatever food service, health department, etc., comma, and then you use your own sentence. High school students need, now let's replace this because you found a statistic in that research, and we said, according to the food service, high school students need 20, so we say high school students need, now quote, 20% more calorie intake, caloric, I don't know how to spell that.
It would be calorie intake.
Let's just say calorie. Calorie intake than elementary students. End quote. No period, because something has to come next. Okay? So basically, we have this sentence now that says, according to the food service, high school students need, quote, 20% more calorie intake than elementary students, end quote. Where did that come from?
Would you do parentheses?
Yes. Came from the food service, so you would do parentheses. This is a website, so you might not have a page number, so you would put the title in there.
Didn't you do, I don't know if you do it, but like at my old school, we did like, in the bibliography, we would do like source A, source B, and then we would write that in there.
No, that's the lazy man's way to do research. Okay, that's a good question. All right, so that then becomes an in-text citation, sometimes called a parenthetical citation. Okay, so an in-text citation is sometimes called a parenthetical citation. What does parenthetical mean?
Something having to do with parentheses.
Something that comes in the parentheses. So very good. Something having to do with parentheses. This right here is what we call a parenthetical citation. It is necessary because I have an in-text citation and it's not my words. Okay? Does that all make sense? Have I clarified any of those questions that were remaining out there, Savannah?
The food service, that's the parenthetical citation?
Yep, you would put the title of whatever your source is.
Okay.
Unless it's a book. Okay, Savannah?
Yeah.
If it's a book, if you guys had a book or a magazine article and it has page numbers, then you actually put the page number here. Okay? So in other words, all an in-text citation is giving support to your idea by using someone else's idea and giving them credit for what you took from them. Yes, ma'am.
My old school, we had to do like a certain format, like MLA or something.
Yep, I'm teaching you MLA. Yeah. Teaching you MLA. Modern Language Association. All right, because 90% of students go to liberal arts schools and they do MLA. APA comes in the science world. Okay?
APA.
I don't know, because I didn't do science. Okay, so are there any questions on the citation part? You must have 3 sources for your presentation or your proposal. So this is the still continued, but we're going to talk about what sources are, okay? So you must have 3 sources, which most of you have now, which come in the format of a bibliography or works cited. Those are just 2 ways to say the same thing. And that would be the last name first name, first name, title, etc. I gave you that paper the other day and you should have that information. Okay? So you must have 3 sources in your bibliography and works cited. you also must have one in-text citation from each source. Okay? You found them, you must use them. It's one thing to just find places that talk about that idea, but you actually need to use them in your proposal or support. Now, a lot of you already have done that. That's perfect. I just wanted to review this because I think there were still a lot of questions as of yesterday when I was talking to people. All right? So, your sources is your bibliography. Your in-text citations gives the credit where the credit is due. Okay? All right. Now we're going to move into transitions. Okay? I've made you a copy of transitions. What does the word transition mean?
One place to another.
Perfect. Transition definition equals moving smoothly from one thing to another. So you can write that down. Transition, huh? No, still all the same. We just kind of combine them. Yeah, I didn't count correctly. Did I give you guys some? This one's yours, right? Okay. So, just so you guys, so we can talk about this really quick. Transition. To transition means to move smoothly from one thing to another. So, translate to writing. What does a transition do for your writing?
Go from one paragraph to another.
Can be one paragraph to another, huh? One subject to another, one idea to another idea. It could even simply be from one sentence to another sentence, okay? So in writing, it's moving from one idea, moving smoothly, from one idea to another. What this allows for you to do, okay, in your analysis of your sources, what this actually allows you to do is consider opposing arguments, okay? So you can even use transitions to move from your topic to opposing viewpoints. Okay? And what that allows you to do is take a look at the opposite and actually consider their ideas and refute them. Okay? So transition words help us out. So this list is a list of 100 popular transition words and phrases. And what I think I want, or what I would like you to do, is take that and put it in your notebook so that you have it for reference. Oops, wrong book. I don't know where my book is.
Is it?
No. Anyway, to put it, I would fold it, put it in your notebook. You can staple it across the top, tape it across the top, but get this in there, you put it inside it. But you'll have this then as a reference, okay? Because these transitions will help you in the next assignment that we're going to move into. And I'm sorry, Trevor and Anthony and Dakota, but we're writing another process essay. Yay!
Back to future lines.
Nope,